it also helped me in the bed. And when we speak about in the bed, we're talking about our endurance.
How did you start your journey of physical fitness?
Over the years, technically, we can say it has been over a decade. The journey has commenced. And how I basically started was growing up at the age of 8 years old. I realized I was a chubby guy. So, things happened within my family. And, we migrated from one section of a parish to the next. And then I met a few of my family members there. And comparing everybody else, I was the chubbiest. So, with that being said, I was also inspired by watching WWE, WrestleMania. So watching wrestling every weekend or every Monday night, I used to see the guys, in the ring and them fighting and stuff, everybody looking muscular. So I said, you know what, it's time for me to start something. So how I started was really, going into my bathroom every evening before I shower. And I'm speaking about me being at 8 years old, doing all bunch of stuff, burning some sweat before I go to shower. So that's really how I started. And then, from there we grew older. We started being exposed to the gym and started doing our thing solo within our house as well. So it was no more like home workout and gym workout. So that was the journey thus far.
What are some of the benefits of physical fitness?
Right, so one of the benefits for me, it helps me to sleep better at night. As opposed to some persons go to their bed, they sleep for them 8 hours or less or even more, and they wake up and I'm still feeling tired. For me, when I wake up, I feel energized, like I'm ready to take on the day. And another benefit of working out for me also helps me to retain information. For I'm still in school, and studying can become very cumbersome at times. You have all different modules. You're going through all different modules per day, and you have all different assignments, and you're trying to meet deadline, or you have tests coming up and all that. So it helped me to retain information, it helped me to focus. And some of my other benefits in that sense, it also helped me in the bed. And when we speak about in the bed, we're talking about our endurance. And us males, we have our own chemical, which is testosterone. It helps our hormone, to elevate, increases, and that also helps me in the bed, speaking for myself. So that's some of the benefits for me.
In terms of physical fitness, right? What are some of the ways, or how can you make money using physical fitness?
Alright, there are several ways really in which I can use physical fitness to make money. Or if you have a primary job, you can also use it to be a second income in a sense. So one of the ways for me was personal training. So I'm technically an introvert. I'm working on, becoming an extrovert or in the middle to be more sociable influence. So I've been meeting and seeing persons now and again on a regular basis, and persons see me and say, hey, you're looking very muscular and stuff, man. I'd love to lose some belly fat or grow some glutes or something. And I've realized over a couple of months or a year, persons constantly been saying the same things to me, different persons that is. So then I thought I can help them. And with my experience, I then stated that I'll start doing some personal training with these persons. And becoming a personal trainer was one of the ways I could generate income from fitness. And another way I also helped in that sense with fitness likewise was, it still comes under personal training, but then having a mindset to say, alright, if I can do a one-on-one training with these persons, what if I can do a group training? So then I started incorporating boot camps where it's convenient for persons after work hours, after school hours, or on the weekends when persons are working. Some persons, that is, and who aren't going to school on the weekends, that is, at a convenient time. So we'll then incorporate a boot camp, and everybody come out and just do one big workout. And that's some of the other ways they pay to join those boot camp, and we still make some funds from that. And there are several other ways in which, not just limited to those two, in which you can make money from fitness. Yeah, that's really just some of the aspects in which you can generate income from personal fitness or fitness overall in general. And I know for some persons out there, they can't do it by themselves. So there are so many other options we can go about doing this. And since the pandemic hit, persons were inside not going to work, some were working from home. So basically some were working hybrid, some were working straight online. And that was basically it. They're just inside their homes, they eat, work for a few hours, and they sleep. And that was the routine on a daily basis. And that's where online workout came in. So persons can work out virtually, and that's another way of generating some income. And for those persons who believe that they haven't started that journey yet, come 2023 coming up, they want to put that as a New Year's resolution, FRESCO Merge is a place to be. So you guys can reach out to FRESCO Merge because they incorporate their schooling services, their fitness services, and much more other services.
I've noticed that you mentioned something about going to school while doing physical fitness, right? Training persons.
That's right.
How important it is for someone to balance school and work, and how do they go about doing that?
That's a very important question. And a few of my recommendations I would recommend is, firstly, you prioritize which one is more important. So we're now in a developing country, as we no longer say third world. And based on our living, we have the middle class, the lower class, the upper or higher class. And to categorize yourself, you have to do some stuff to categorize yourself. And nowadays you'll find youngsters like myself, working, going to school at part-time at the same time, trying to have a second source of income at the same time due to our economical structure. Because most of us, everybody has ambition, yeah? So we want to live as convenient as possible. So we have to put in the work. So balancing all of those now will then be upon your mental capacity. So if you think you're able to manage all of that, most definitely go ahead. But my number one recommendation is prioritizing, because at some point you're gonna run into a roadblock. You're gonna get overwhelmed. So you have to go back to the drawing board and you're going to restructure that plan and you're gonna attack it again. You have your peers you can go to. So if you have peers in which you share the same mindset, you're on the right path. So just in case you feel like you're feeling overwhelmed, you can't go any further, you can always rely on one of your peers. They can give you some advice, you can put those advice into play. And if it doesn't work for you, you can always go back to another peer member and ask them for their advice, because we all have different perspectives of life. So being a part of a peer group that shares similar mindset, it also works. And just to touch on, divert a little bit, even if the same peer group doesn't share the same mindset, you can also learn from the other peer member as well. Even with my fitness aspect of the income, money being generated from the fitness, I also use that to help balance, schooling and personal life and work. For some of that money, I'll technically use that to pay some of my tuitions on school and stuff like that, instead of using my overall primary job to do all of that. So in some sense, that's where balancing comes in, because it's just like simultaneous equation. Most of us should remember that. algebra in a sense, where same thing you do on one side will be the same thing you do on the other side.